Hello mga mahal! Welcome back to my learning channel. This is one of tutorials where you can level up your math skills with me, Miss B. So hello! Andito na naman po tayo sa ating math lessons at andito na naman po ang inyong resident math teacher na tutulungan kayo para mas maintindihan niyo po ang lessons niyo sa math. So as usual, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel para naman masaya at para lagi kayong updated kapag meron akong bagong video lesson. And of course, if you like this video, please don't forget to click the like button. And if you have any questions, ilagay niyo lang po yan sa ating comment section down below. So ano ba ang lesson natin this week? So, ang lesson po natin ay using measures of position in analyzing and interpreting data. Nasa last lesson na po tayo ng ating fourth quarter. So, this is week 5 of the fourth quarter ng grade 10. Okay, ang objectives po natin ay at the end of this lesson is you should be able to use measures of position to analyze and interpret data. So, syempre, dahil meron tayong data, hindi naman natin iiwanan lang na data lang yan, kinolect lang natin, and then inorganize lang natin. Of course, we have to analyze it and interpret it. So, yun ang gagawin natin today. And this is in line with our most essential learning competency of the week, which is uses appropriate measures of position and other statistical methods in analyzing and interpreting data. Okay. So, magsimula na tayo. So, syempre magre-review tayo kung paano ba mag-calculate given grouped data. So, given this data set, find the first decile, the 50th percentile, and the percentile rank of 32. So, for this lesson, ang gagawin lang natin is si first decile at saka si 50th percentile or si median. Okay? So, syempre, kay first decile muna tayo. Kukuha lang ako ng ballpen. Kuha tayo ng blue. Let's say blue. So, ang first decile natin, that's D1. That's 1/10 of our n, which is 40. At yan po ay 4. So, ngayon, as usual, hanapin natin yung fourth data dito sa ating table. Ito yung ating table. Ginawa ko na po yung lower boundary at saka yung cumulative frequency. So, for this, nakikita nyo naman na ito yung 4. So, that means ito yung kukuhanin natin. But remember, ang cumulative frequency na kukuhanin natin is cumulative frequency before. So, ito dapat. Okay? And then we already have our interval and our n. So, let's use our formula for finding the first decile. So, it's the lower boundary plus yung nakuha natin na score. That's 4 minus cumulative frequency, 1, divided by yung frequency talaga niya, which is 3, times our class interval of 5. So, if we do our calculations, this is supposedly equal to, ayan, 20.5. O, diba? So, what does this mean? It means that 10% of the data falls below the score 20.5. So, ang scores ng mga bata ay, ng 10% of the kids, ay less than or equal to 20.5. Now, only a few students achieve this score, which is good considering this is a low score. So, konti lang yung nakakuha ng mababang score. Paano natin nalaman? Kasi ang top is 50. So, sabihin natin yan yung perfect. Tapos, ito lang yung nakakuha ng score na 20.5 and below. So, that means, somehow, there are still students na medyo hindi nagigets yung lesson, pero konti lang sila. Because that's only 10%. Okay? So, ngayon, pumunta naman tayo sa 50th percentile or yung kalahati. Okay? So, ang kukuhanin natin ay P50. So, that's 50 over 100 or essentially just 1/2 of our 40. And that is 20. So, yung 20th score, that is right here. It belongs to this class. So, ang kukuhanin natin dyan ay yung ating frequency, yung lower boundary, and cumulative frequency before. So, let's calculate for our P50. So, that's lower boundary plus the score that we got minus cumulative frequency before divided by the real frequency times our class interval. Now, if we're going to calculate that, ang makukuha po nating sagot ay 33.42. So, ano ibig sabihin yan? Half of the class got a score that is less than or equal to 33.42. This means that this is more than half of the exam kasi yung exam is over 50, diba? So, yung median score natin is 33.42. This means most of the class performed well in the test. So, when we say performed well, naka more than half yung score nila. At makikita mo naman, it's 33.42 yung kanilang median score. Okay, so okay yung result ng class na ito. So, ganun pong mag-interpret ng data. Okay? So, ngayon may isa pa tayong example dito. This is the frequency distribution table that shows the sustained wind speeds by kilometers per hour by the typhoons in the Philippines in 2017. So, ito po ay nakuha talaga natin na data from DOST Pag-asa. So, ito yung maximum sustained winds. Meron tayong 181 to 200. So, andyan lang po yan. Tapos, our frequencies. Ito yung frequencies nila. We also have our lower boundary already. And the cumulative frequency. So, ang N natin ay 39. Ibig sabihin, naka-39 tayong bagyo noong taong 2017. So, ito yung problem natin. We have to find the following. The first quartile, the second decile, the second quartile, the seventh decile, and the third quartile. So, hindi na po ako magdi-detail dun sa solving kasi by now, dapat alam na natin kung paano siyang mag-solve. Okay? Or paano tayong magsosolve. So, let's go into the solutions. So, ito yung first quartile. Nakuha natin ay 58.23. Si second decile ay 54.68. Si second quartile or the median is 79.39. Si 7th decile, or 70th percentile is 106.5. And then the third quartile is 126.75. So, now that we have the measures of position, we have to interpret. So, ano yung interpretations niyan? Dito muna tayo sa first quartile. 25% of the data falls below or equal to 58.23. Yun yung ibig sabihin niyan. This means that 25% or 1/4 of the typhoons the country experienced in 2017 had a speed of 58.23 kilometers per hour or less. Okay? So, yan po yung 25% ng mga bagyo na na-experience natin ay ganyan ang maximum sustained winds noong 2017. Okay? So, ganun po ang interpretation natin. Next, we are going to the second decile. Ang second decile po natin is 20%. So, ang interpretation natin is 20% of the data falls below or equal to 54.68. Now, understandable na mas maliit siya kaysa dun sa 25% kasi 25% natin, mas malaki naman talaga siya. So, it's 54.68. That means that 20% or 1/5 of the typhoons that we experienced noong 2017 ay may maximum sustained winds of 54.68 kilometers per hour or less. Now, let's move on to the second quartile or the median. Ito yung gitnang value. Pwede natin sigurong sabihin na this is not the average, but this is the median score. Okay? So, ang nakuha natin dyan ay 79.39. So, 50% of the data falls below or is equal to 79.39. This means that half of the typhoons that we experienced noong 2017 had a speed of 79.39 kilometers per hour or less. Mamaya ipapakita ko po sa inyo yung table natin for storm signals para makita nyo kung paano nag-fare ang Pilipinas according to storm signals. And then we have, of course, our 70th percentile. Ano ba? Bakit nalilito ko? Or 7th decile. Now, this means that 70% of the data falls below or is equal to 106.5. Now, in real life, ibig sabihin nito ay 70% ng typhoons na na-experience natin noong 2017 had a speed of 106.5. Sorry, that's supposed to be 0.5 kilometers per hour or less. So, andyan na tayo. Medyo mabilis na to. Or medyo mabigat na yung maximum sustained winds. And then, lastly, of course, we have our third quartile or 75th percentile. So, this means that 75% of the data falls below or is equal to 126.75. This means that 75% or 3/4 of the typhoons that we experienced in 2017 had a speed of 126.75 kilometers per hour or less. Na kung iisipin naman natin yung reverse, 25%, yung natitira nating 25%, yaan yung or 1/4 doon sa mga na-experience natin na bagyo noong 2017 ay more than this value, 126.75 kilometers per hour. Now, how does this fare according to storm signals? So, meron po tayong kinuhang table dito. This is from DOST Pag-asa. Kung makikita nyo dyan, ang storm signal number 1 is ang may maximum sustained winds siya of 30 to 60 kilometers per hour. So, ibig sabihin, kung babalikan natin yung data natin, nasan yung meron less than 60? Ito. So, punta tayo sa 25% kasi ito yung pinakamalapit, 58.23. So, ibig sabihin, 1/4 nung mga na-experience nating typhoons nung 2017 ay around nasa signal number 1 lamang. Okay? And then, if we're going to go back to our table, yung second storm signal natin ay 61 to 120 kilometers per hour ang maximum sustained winds. And using our data na nakuha natin before, ano yung nakuha natin kanina? So, nasa 70% is 106. So, if you can see, medyo malaki yung jump niya kasi 75% is 126 kilometers per hour na. So, ibig sabihin, nandito na yan sa may signal number 3, which is 121 to 170 moderate to heavy damage or kilometers per hour na maximum sustained winds. Okay? But if we're going to take a look at it, from this perspective na kukuhanin natin ito, si 106.5, it should be here. So, dahil 106 yan, that means 70% of the typhoons ay nasa signal number 2. Okay, medyo mali yun. Dapat 70% yan, pero hindi 75. Sorry, yung dami kong typo. But anyway, ganun po tayong mag-i-interpret. So, ibig sabihin, yung natitira nating 30%, sila na yung matataas yung storm signals. Okay? So, you can actually see kung ano yung maximum natin. From the table, nakaisa lang naman tayo na bagyo noong 2017 na may maximum sustained winds of 181 to 200 kilometers per hour. At kung babalikan natin yung table natin, yung 181 na yan to 200 belongs to signal number 4. So, matinding bagyo yan. Sino nakakaalala kung anong bagyo yan? But in any case, yun lang ang lesson natin for today. It's more on interpretation. So, I really hope you learned something from this lesson. If you have any questions, clarifications, or violent reactions, emotional breakdowns, ilagay nyo lang po yan sa ating comment section down below. So, yun lamang po. Maraming salamat and I'll see you guys next time. Paalam!